estimate. It's a big one, actually. But the bit of this dam is that you see there is a road right there. Yeah, so the bit that makes this dam dangerous is that it's right near a road, and people use the road actually to access different places, including a school right there. And also on the other side, we have Kitale town. So guys, if you look at this dam, you realize that if there is a lot of rain, it might come even up to here, okay? Around it, we have a lot of bush. And today, I made it to come almost near here because I was checking on firewood. And you realize that I was able to access it. Most times I've ever wanted to come near this dam, but I've not been making it. Now today, I made it. And because I'm just coming from that home that I've come from is just near. It's near the dam, so I had to actually go by the dam also. Now, if you look at this dam, it's big enough, right? And it's so deep. It's so deep. Of course, people fetch water there to use it for maybe for their animals and such things. But the water is not quite clean. Maybe you have to fetch, then you go clean it using whatever method. Now, from what you can see, a lot of people get mudfish. They get mudfish from here. And unfortunately, this dam has consumed a lot of people. What am I saying? Sometimes there are people who are drunk or even children playing around the dam. And once they go in, they are unable to come out because automatically it is too deep, as I've told you. And if you fall in, you cannot come out. And the other thing is that when people kill somebody somewhere, because they know that this dam is deep, they come and throw the body there. But unfortunately, anybody who knows mathematics about dead bodies and life, they know quite well that any moment a body falls in water, even if you have died, the moment you have died, it's okay. You come up and float. You cannot remain underwater. So I think somewhere around April, March, here it had been mutilated and put in a sack. So it had been cut into pieces and then it was thrown around here. I think they just threw it, they saw the body and it had to be retrieved. Okay, so let me I'm not going deep into where it is, but I'm showing some sides of it because I'll not have an opportunity to do this again around here. As I've told you, there's a lot of bush surrounding the place. And also people come here to look for fish. Yeah, especially mudfish. And that's why you can see some roots right there. But it's a little bit dangerous, but human beings normally dare for whatever reasons. So as I've told you, the danger with this dam is that right across you can see there is a road that is passing by to town and also to schools and villages. So when you come around this dam, if you are not careful and you find yourself inside, automatically you will have to say bye-bye to life, okay? And this has happened to many people, not few, over years. It's a big, big dam, as you can see. We have a great distance. If I talk about diameter, I don't know whether I can say it's in terms of, maybe we can say, when you talk about the diameter, because it's a square though, it's not a circle. So when you talk about the length and width, maybe we may be referring to something to do with how many meters are this? Those are 200 meters. John Smelch, welcome. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel, and many other people are watching. Subscribe to the channel. So for those of you who love nature, you can see that there's a lot of birds around this place, the sound of birds, and you can see them flying around the place, and people washing their motorbikes or bikes around here. But we have children who just hang around here for curiosity purposes, or sometimes because maybe they are fishing, but it's a dangerous move actually. We have also kids who come around the place because of the trees. They want to fetch firewood, but woe on to them because some of them never go back home. They never go back home, and you understand what I'm talking about. We have also those who come here to fetch water for domestic use. Maybe they want their animals to use, and woe unto them, some of them never return home. That is why I'm saying, from the title you can read what I'm saying. And also you have just malicious people, especially late in the night, who use the river, as I've told you, the dam, as I've told you, for their own purposes. Now, dams are very good points because they never dry. Even during the dry season, this dam still has water. But this is a rainy season, so that's why you can see a lot of water, okay? But woe unto me if I dare move very close to it. That is why I'm just standing at the edge as I show you what is there. You can see the water waves are right across. I think you can see. And the reflection of the trees. Yeah, it gives a feeling like Amazon, but Amazon has bigger rivers, okay? And you can see people riding across that road there, not far from the dam, all right? Not far from the dam. So, one thing that I'm sure of, that with time, it is possible that this dam is going to consume that road, and maybe we'll never have a road there because the dam is here. Then on the other hand, whoever is calling me is the guy in charge of firewood. Wherever he was, his phone was off, but luckily he has called before I left. Thank God I started to show you content on the dam. And we are not going to take a lot of time here, but I've stood at one edge and I'm going to go from the other end also and show something right there before I end it. We're already 7 minutes down the line, and I think I've showed you some things right here. I've talked about a lot of things also, but dams are not the best thing because you can see there are fish right there. Okay. Yeah. You can see the way the water is circling right there. There is mudfish somewhere there. I don't know whether you can see, but from the water waves, it's very clear that we have maybe fish, mudfish right there, because I can see the water waves. They are suggestive. Okay, so I've been longing to come here because I normally pass by here on a boda, just heading to town. But luckily, I've been able to physically maybe come here and see. Of course, people fetch water here and wash their clothes, but they are normally very cautious about their moves, okay? Very cautious about everything. And these are things we need to know. When I was living in Coast, I remember there are school children who left school, Kenyatta Boys High School, and they went to a nearby dam. There is a dam in Coast, Taita Taveta, and that dam has consumed also a lot of people. So the boys left school when they were sent for fee, and they went to swim in the dam. And I don't know why there was some superstition surrounding that dam, and they talked about the fact that with that dam, foreigners normally don't go back. I don't know that theory, if you have ever heard. Maybe if you have heard such a thing, you can drop a comment if you have heard such a thing. So there is a dam right in a Greek farm. There is a Greek farm right in Coast, in Taita Taveta, a Sizo plantation. Okay, so let me get to the other side and show you before this man comes and we go check on what I had come to assess. But I hope you've seen this. You can drop comments. I can't see more comments. Wise Walks and John Smelch, please like the video and drop your comment. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I think I had promised you guys long ago that I'll be showing you a dam. I was not able to. But today, I've been privileged to show when I'm coming to check on some other stuff. And I hope you've seen it. Thank you so much for watching also. And of course, I'll be getting to more stuff now that we are free. We are currently free from our duties. Even though tomorrow I'm busy with some activity, of course, I'll be showing you what we'll be doing. a kind of association. You can see on the other side, it turns into a river kind of, okay? So the outlet of the dam brings here the outlet, which is a bit sharp with water flowing all the way, unlike on the other end. So on the other side it is stuck, but here the water is flowing. Okay. And of course with people doing a lot of agriculture right there. But as I told you, the danger is that the road is quite close to the dam, and there are high chances if this continues, maybe the dam will be consumed, will consume the road. There are high chances. I don't know. Someone may argue against that, but this place has several dams. Of course, I'll be showing you another. This one is, I think it should be called Asensia Dam. Asensia Dam, right in Trans Nzoia County, when you are headed to Kapenguria. And of course, people cannot know that this is there. So I'm on the other side of the dam, the part of the Wideth, and you can see the distance from here to the end is quite big, with a lot of trees surrounding the dam itself. Okay, so you can see the water right there. I'm just showing you up to the other end. I can see kids trying to fish. And look at that house. I think you can see right in the midst of nowhere, there is a house right there. And I'm like, hey, these people are not scared. Okay, so as I told you, there are a lot of people who have been consumed by this dam. Whether they have come to fetch firewood, to fish, or just because maybe they are walking around and they are not very sober, maybe they are drunk. Then we have those who have been thrown into it at a certain moment. But still, there is that aspect of nature and the beauty of it all in relation to nature itself and agriculture. Because with the dam, of course, it allows water to come out and people conduct their agriculture, as you've seen on the other end. And we have so indigenous trees right here. Of course, you know this tree. Of course, in our language, we call it mitoto. I don't know from your language. And you can see a lot of indigenous tree around this place. A lot. Okay? So this side of the dam is also long enough. Long enough. And kids trying to fish. Look at that. When you look at the water circulating like that, it means there is a fish right there. Okay? For those of you who understand, you know. The water waves also just naturally doing their thing. And as I wait upon this guy to arrive, I'm almost concluding. Maybe our video is just 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of indigenous trees around here. And if people understand how to use this dam for the best, and maybe the government also to kind of understand how to help people utilize it, it will be better. Salama. So see the trees right there, some of them very artifactual. Yeah. So while walking around here, all I can see is nature. But I can see the looming danger around this nature because as I've shared, there's a lot of challenges that have come with this dam. And of course they have built some kind of bridges, but I'm even afraid to approach this. But let me just get to one end here. Yeah, so looking at this, at my back is a dam. I'm sitting somewhere on an edge that was created. And I want you to see why I'm saying this road may be demolished. Look at that hole right on the road. Okay, right on the road. So I hope you've seen all this. Our 15 minutes are over, and I'm going to cut down the video. So I appreciate your presence and you for having watched all this. And thank you. Bye bye. Let me take some pictures for